Good morning, everyone. In this tutorial, I want to show you how to schedule an activity in Act Companion. So the first thing I'm going to do, and there's more than one way to do this, is I'm going to come up and click on the hamburger icon, and I'm going to choose Activities. From Activities, you'll notice a blue circle on the bottom right with a plus sign. I'm going to click on that. Inside here, I can come in and put in an activity. So for example, I could type something in or talk it in if I wanted to use the speech function on my phone, the microphone. But the thing that is the issue here, in my opinion, is down towards the bottom. Right now, there's really not a contact that this is scheduled with. So in my opinion, I would do this a slightly different way, but I'm going to backtrack and show you this after. So I'm going to come back up here and just show you some of the items. Again, we can put a subject in. We can put more details in if we want to type text in there. We can choose what kind of activity it is. Is it a meeting, a call, or a to-do? Generally, I recommend you stick to just a call or a meeting. But let's say I do call. That gets filled in. So I can go down. I can click on these items to decide when I want to schedule it. I can pick the time. Now I've locked it in for the 29th. I can choose, or I said time, I meant date. I can choose the time by scrolling up and down. So if you've worked with your phone before, these are the kinds of things you should be accustomed to. Having stated that, I do always recommend get it in practices before you need it. Down below, if you remember, we talked about a contact in our previous tutorials whose last name was Almond. So I'm going to do a search by pressing return for Almond. And one of the little quirks I found is right here when you see that circle going around. To sort of bring the contacts in, I'm going to click on the three dots over to the left, and now it brought in Almond. I'm going to click on his name, and now he's added as one of the contacts. Now the first contact, which is blank, I think this is a little, I don't want to say defect, but a little oddity with this. There's nothing there, so I'm just going to click on the X above Gary Almond and take that out of there. Now, if I schedule this, it's going to be scheduled with Gary Almond. And the reason that's relevant is because as you clear things, it will record it to his contact in Act when they're cleared. Okay, so that's just a quick overview of creating an activity from the calendar or an activity area. I'm going to close this and I'm not going to save it. If it were me, what I would do personally is I would do this backwards. I would first come in, and if I knew I wanted to schedule something for Mr. Almond, I would come in and I would search for him first. Once I get to him, I'm going to click on his contact info. I'm going to click on details. And at this point in time, I can scroll down, and I have a little bit more flexibility here. I can schedule an activity by clicking on the plus sign under activities and now go through all that same information. Again, you'll see it's automatically scheduled with him where before I had to search for him. But in this case, I also have that contact above him. I'm just going to take that out. And now when I schedule it, it'll be with him. So I do recommend get into this and practice a little bit because you'll just have a better understanding of how this works. When you're satisfied, you can press save in the top right-hand corner to save it to your calendar. And that's how you schedule things in Act Companion. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye now.